sir. Yes, sir. Hey, man, another Falcons Friday. Another division game coming up. We got a big one coming up. Or we're gonna make it seem like it's a big one because we don't want it to be a letdown game. We've been playing these prime time games, and this can definitely be one of those trap games. But we're not gonna speak that into existence. We're gonna think we got a new coach, new setup going on. But hey, man, y'all folks already know the deal. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe before we get started today. Definitely gonna preview this matchup against Carolina. Coming off a big win, we're a 2-game win streak right now. Beat the Saints at home, beat the Bucks at home, both in late game fashion, late game heroics. Hopefully, we won't need those this Sunday. Supposedly this is supposed to be the easiest game. So, AG, what you feeling about on this Falcons Friday?
Man, I gotta say, I'm feeling great, man. It feels great to come in on another Falcons Friday and talk about another dub. Um, no matter the fashion, a dub is a dub. At the end of the day, you got to go out there and play every team, every game. You can't sit there and give everybody the um, benefit of the doubt all the time of being who they are. You still got to go out there and play the game. I believe that the Falcons, they're not scaring anybody as far as like the fans who were having heart attacks last year. They're not scaring them anymore. They're just giving them something to look forward to at the end of the game if it comes down to it. Um, a lot of the time, you'll always find yourself giving the Falcons a lot of the time to worry you and stuff like that. But I don't think you also have to, pay it too much attention because of the simple fact that we have a different quarterback at the helm in late game situations, as opposed to the past 2 years where we had Desmond Ritter and Marcus Mariota. Um, Definitely don't want to overlook the opponent coming in, but you also want to go in and handle business so that there's no questions or talk about how good this team really is.
Yeah, we definitely got this. Definitely the handle your business type of week right here. Um, like I said, I don't want to disrespect the opponent too much, but you do feel like it shouldn't be a to the end type of game that we've been playing. Um, I'm gonna kick it off with the we can talk about the matchup as a whole. What you see in this matchup? Looking at Carolina, well, I mean they coming in struggling as we all pretty much knew they were going to be. So I mean, be nice, but what you seeing with them?
With Carolina, really don't see too much. The quarterback, Andy Dalton is Andy Dalton. I'm gonna leave that where it's at. The biggest threat that I think that the Panthers have right now is Chuba Hubbard. You find yourself trying to give them credit somewhere, and you can't just not give a team credit for being in the NFL because I mean, at the end of the day, they're all NFL players. But at the same time, you also do want to give yourself the opportunity to give the players that's on the other team their respect. Um, Xavier Leggett, another guy that you want to watch out for. He is a good rookie as far as receiving goes, but with the quarterback play being what it is, I don't see it being a problem if we make Andy Dalton look like Andy Dalton. Um, Chuba Hubbard is a running back that you necessarily need to contain so that he's not running all over you all game. You want to get 3 and outs against Carolina, um, and with that comes stopping him first.
No doubt. I was about to ask Mark. Oh, there you go. Um, you good, Mark?
Oh yeah, yeah, I'm good. What's up, fellas?
going on. I was just asking my boy AG what he thought about, Carolina coming in so far. I mean, I know they look like they struggling, so it'd be nice. But yeah, any thoughts you have on Carolina?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not too worried about Carolina. I was telling JC backstage, AG, bro, I ain't really kept up with the Falcons or any Falcons news or anything really concerning the NFC South since the last time we talked. That was last Friday. So I'm a little ignorant. I saw the Panthers lost last week. So they're not coming in high. They're not coming in feeling too good. So all I know is that it's a division game. This is a team that we haven't proven that we can consistently beat. So I think it's going to be an interesting game. But I still feel pretty confident. Falcons are coming off of 2 big wins. We should be able to go into Carolina and beat up on Andy Dalton because Dalton's still starting, right? He's still scheduled to start.
Yeah, that's what they say.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, as long as we had that matchup, I mean, even if it was Bryce Young starting, even if he was, playing closer to his projected, his projected potential, his height, I still feel like this is a game we should be able to win. And like I said, I fully expect us to win this week coming up.
Yeah, I agree. I try to be look at it some type of way. Well, I don't want to be completely disrespectful to them, but I mean, it's like there's not really much that you look at and you like with Carolina right now. Just looking at their schedule, they're really not even competitive through most of these games they playing. They did catch the Raiders slacking when they started Andy Dalton, but I think that was just kind of that, putting somebody new in spark. Like you said, they're not really coming in hot at all. They did just get beat pretty bad against Chicago. It wasn't really a good day. So like I said, it's just a handle your business type of game. We really just need to handle our business, not really play around with this team, because it would be a big letdown, ride the momentum that you ride and then come in here and then lose. It'll be like just a waste of time, all the shit you worked up for coming into this game. I don't know. Carolina, just like you said, we have struggled. We lost the last 2 times going down there, but it was a different, quarterback situation going on, and it was kind of like some bad weather. So I don't want to compare it, but if anything, you can use that as like motivation, to get something done down there, because you have had a little trouble down there the last 2 times you went. And it's a division game, so if you can't get it for any other reason, let that be a reason. Transitioning, we're going to transition to the offensive side of the ball. Mark, how you feeling about the offense so far? Things you like, things you don't like. Just looking ahead, things you might want to see in this matchup coming up on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, I like us to find an identity. I think the one thing I like is Kirk Cousins looks like he's worth the $100 million guaranteed. I mean, he's definitely put us in positions to win pretty much every week. So that's definitely something I like. I love because that only helps out everybody else. I mean, that's what we've been talking about all summer and even all this year. Like Kirk Cousins should make everybody better. So now going into a 5th week, everybody's pretty healthy. Everybody's kind of ate. Everyone's kind of had a little moment this season. I'm looking forward to them putting it all together again against a division opponent in a trap type of game. Like, this is just one of those great opportunities that we can come out as an offense and, again, build some type of identity. So, and I think we can do it with Kurt. I really do, because worst case, I don't think any of us will be mad at our identity being pass heavy. I mean, we invested so much in our pass catchers. Mooney's looking good. We know Bijan can catch out of the backfield. So, hey, I would love to see that. This week we can't run the ball. Hey, let's give the ball to Kirk Cousins. We paid him $100 million guaranteed, and just let him work. So again, that's a good for me, Kirk Cousins.
No doubt. Looking at these numbers right here, I mean, we kind of had really only one good offensive showing last game, and it's kind of raised up our season numbers a little bit. But they're not really where you want them to be. I mean, yard wise, we're doing pretty good. We've been moving the ball up and down the field, but the red zone and third down have kind of been our issues so far. Like you said, if our identity is going to be pass heavy, I mean, it's well worn. It's I mean, you can't be mad at that, like you said, because you paid the quarterback a lot of money. So I mean, why not ride his arm and get your money's worth, especially if he's going to be playing at the level he played last game. Rushing, I mean, I don't think I predicted the rushing game being how it is. It's not completely bad. I just think it's not a commitment to it yet. That might come this game. I'm not sure. I personally would like to see a little bit more balance, but like you said, if they choose to be a pass heavy offense, then I'm cool with that. We did just watch 2-3 years of a run heavy offense, and not really aesthetically pleasing. So I mean, I'm not mad at our wide receivers getting 6, 7, 8 targets each a game. Kyle Pitts getting whatever. Bijan and Algier might have to just get the scraps, I guess. But yeah, I think they still figuring it out though. I don't think they quite know their identity. I think the games they've been in have called for them to kind of put the pedal to the metal. I think if you're gonna run the ball, this is gonna be the week though, because this should be like you need to be up by halftime and third quarter, fourth quarter, be trying to like sock the game away. So yeah, I just like to see more balance out the offense as a whole. AG, what you think about the offense so far, 5 games in?
So far, 5 games in, I would say that I can see that the offense is starting to slowly but surely gel together. One thing I have noticed is that the early heavy dosage to Bijan may or may not be a contribution to the fact that he is kind of hurt right now and hobbled. I did see him on the sideline grimacing a couple times when he's coming off the field, and of course it's not normal. I mean, it is normal for them to come off the field like that when they get hit by an NFL player, but at the same time, you don't want your starting running back or your star player that you just drafted to be the one that's in the blue tent after every time he's coming off the field. I do think that the receivers are definitely helping Kirk, and Kirk's starting to gel. First, he gelled with Mooney, and then second game he kind of gelled a little bit more with Ray and Drake. And you've seen it with Drake London obviously being the recipient of the game-winning touchdown, and him just knowing where to place the ball and where to throw, so that he's there. And then last game you seen him collaborate with everybody, kind of reminded you of the Matt Ryan game versus the Panthers when he threw all over their defense, threw for over 500, and Julio went for over 300, and you've seen other receivers in over 100 yards in receiving and stuff like that. So I would say we're kind of underachieving for the names that we have on the roster, but we're achieving at the right pace for fans that know what football is and how the season goes. Um, we we kind of expected, not we as in us, but we as Falcons fans expected it to look a little bit more glamorous coming out of the box, like a gift on Christmas. But right now, it's that plant that doesn't have anything but the dirt and the seed that's already inside. So we just waiting on everything to blossom and bloom right now.
Yeah, for sure. So, well, before we move off the offense, what y'all think about Zach Robinson so far? And because I mean, that's kind of like the most, I don't want to say the most polarizing figure on the offense, but when the offense look like trash, they're gonna talk about the coordinator for sure. So I mean, knowing it's his first time in, Mark, how you think he's doing so far?
Solid. Definitely feels like he's more creative than Arthur Smith. So I almost want to say it's an upgrade. Already 5 weeks in, I mean, obviously the passing game is better, but like you said, this is a different quarterback situation, so it's kind of hard to fully judge Zach yet. But one thing's for sure, man. At the end of the games, he's putting us in solid positions, man. Like he's putting us in this offense in positions to score. Now we had that ugly drive last week. We got the fumble, then we come out right before the 2-minute warning, run the ball, going to hurry up. That was a really bad possession for an offensive coordinator. Even though, I guess he didn't really call the second and third plays because at that point we're just in the hurry up. But still, I just felt like he's had good moments, he's had bad moments. He feels like he's an upgrade over Arthur Smith, but I still am not, I'm not sure of how to feel about him. One thing I will say though, I feel more confident with him than I do Jimmy Lake. If we're looking at first time play callers, like I said, I feel way more confident with Zach Robinson. Just being one of those top guys going forward in the NFL. So again, like we said, this is a great week to see who the heck Zach Robinson is, because you should be able to have our boys in this. Like, to me, this is one of those games where you talk about complimentary football. Well, you need your offensive coordinator to show up, you need your defensive coordinator to show up. And I think we feel confident our defensive coordinator is going to be able to match up well. But can Zach Robinson get sevens? Can we jump on this team early? If he does that, I think again we'll feel a lot better as our play caller going forward.
Yeah, because Carolina is dead last in the league in points allowed. They allow like 33 points a game right now. So if you're gonna score big, it's just another week. They run defense is almost as bad as ours. I believe they're like 24th in the league in rushing yards allowed per game. So it has all the makings of another offensive 30 ball. AG, what you think about Zach Robinson? Is he trending up, down, or is it just? I know he's not in Arthur Smith territory, which I hope not.
Oh no, for sure. The Arthur Smith territory was left after I seen the first game winning comeback. Um, I knew the question was answered as far as Zach Robinson in Philly. And simple fact is your back's against the wall. You have zero timeouts. You have to help a veteran quarterback, not even help him, but just guide him through the playbook of what you do every day in practice. Like 2-minute offense tells you coach and quarterback chemistry. Um, I believe he and Kirk, for the time that they've had together, it showed significance in the late fourth quarter comeback in Philly, and it also showed in uh, the late fourth quarter comeback uh, in Atlanta versus New Orleans, and it also showed again in overtime. Like, to have Drake go out on one play, and then he's your leading receiver at that point. So now the spotlight's off of him, and it's on one of your other stars. But to have another weapon that you can call a play for, or to give him a chance in Kadarius Hodge, like, it shows like who's where and where to put who on the field, so that you can effectively get down the field in those crunch time moments. Um, as far as some of the play calling in the open field, like in early drives in the game or mid game drives where it's like, okay, you need to have some type of points put on the board on this drive to keep the momentum high on your side. Um, we kind of fall short, and it's the prime example was that drive right before halftime. It was like we just sputtered, and he just called 3-4 random plays on the play sheet and hoped that they were gonna work. Like, you can't. This ain't Russian roulette, bro. We not guessing on numbers and just telling Kirk Cousins to do anything out there. It still has to look uniform. It still has to be effective and down the field if you're gonna do 2-minute offense. But so far, I mean, he's worth the call to come towards this team and to sign with this team. But I don't think he's reached his peak as far as being able to fully effectively call this offense.
Yeah, nah. I ain't gonna lie. I feel like what we do best is when we kind of do need points though, because like, and I think it's the other stuff like in between that we need to get together, and that's why I'm glad you said, Mark, can you come out and get on this team because that's what we kind of. I mean, we went down the field twice and got a touchdown. In Chiefs game, we went down first possession, and then last game we went down first possession, and then the Steelers game, you went down, got a field goal first possession. But I think like 2 minute drill. I like our 2 minute drill. We do good in that. Got to get in field goal range. We do good with that, but it's kind of like Mark said, like the in between stuff that I'm not messing with right now. Like I know you're not gonna score on every possession, but like you said, we ain't having no problem moving the ball. But then it'd be that he had a random play calls like Zach Robinson. If you somehow watch this, take them wide receiver screens out the playbook, bro.
He love them.
Please.
But they don't match. Like you got to know when to call them, and you can't call too many of them. Like I personally don't like plays that go horizontal in the league anyway, because I feel like you asking it's too much that got to go right, and it's so much that can go. It's so much more that can go wrong for it to lose. Yards, and you can get a penalty. So yeah, dial those back. If you want to throw some damn screens, give Kyle some tight end screens or something, or give Bijan a screen, but don't Darnell Mooney. Like, no, I'm Ray. Nah, I'm tired of seeing them. But I feel like his trajectory is, he's trending up. Like I said, it's his first time. Like I like him better than what we had the last 3 years. So he already got it kind of slick, got like a little pass in that aspect already. Anyway, I feel like the players that he have do kind of like bail him out a little bit too, because you got good talent, so it's not that hard to put. It shouldn't be that hard to put together a game plan. I would say the use of outside zone is extreme. I think that needs to be dialed back a little bit. I don't think every time Bijan gets in the game, he needs to be running outside zone, because you saw him running between the tackles in college. So if you drafted a running back that high and you're gonna make him a one-trick pony, that doesn't make sense to me. So dial back the outside zone. I know that's what you excel in, but right now teams are kind of sitting on it. And then you only running with Bijan out the shotgun too. So like, don't be scared to get under center and get a ball to Bijan. It's okay. And if he's hurt, if he's banged up a little bit, okay, well, use the other guy. But don't limit your playbook or be predictable. I don't like predictable play calling. But other than that, though, I can say Zach Robinson, I'm gonna chill on you for a little bit. You was pissing me off these first 5 weeks a little bit, but like I said, if this game you can come out first half, because I ain't gonna lie, if they get on Carolina ass in the first half, Carolina gonna give up, because they already know they're bad, and they like, bro, if you hang around with them, they like, okay, we in the game, we might win, but if come out and get on top of them, they gonna be like, it is what it is. Like, this is every week for us. So I would hope we could do what Chicago offense did. I mean, shit, I would think our offense should be better than theirs. So, I think we can come out here and do what we need to do. Now, the question is, can our defense come out and do what Chicago's defense did to them? And that's what I want to talk about next. I think the defense has a little bit more, shit stains than the offense so far. So, Mark, what you think about the defense so far?
Yeah, I mean, see, the strategy has been bend but don't break. So that's kind of scary, because that's why the Falcons have been so up and down, and that's why it seems like we always play to our competitions, because we're not being the aggressors defensively. So I'm interested to see how we come out, man. Like, the pedigree of our team, it really don't matter how good or bad our defense is. This is just a game where you're supposed to just win. You're supposed to just make plays. Like, so I'm confident that we'll be that team this week, but I wouldn't bet on it. I think, man, you talked about it. You were like, man, Carolina should have scored 10 points. And I'm like, with our defense, it's not like we're gonna give up 10 points in a quarter, but we're gonna let a team walk down and get in field goal range. We're gonna let a team get the 2nd and 3 a lot, 3rd and 1s a lot. And I don't care how good you are, it's hard to stop 3rd and 1. So, that's what I'm looking for this game. Can we get them to 2nd and 11, 3rd and 7? And we can do that. And you do that against most NFL teams, you're going to be in a good spot. But again, our defense, we just give up 5-6 yards just because that's the scheme. And that allows any team to beat us, any quarterback, any offense. Well, not necessarily beat us, but that allows them to stay in the game. So I'm hoping that Jimmy Lake comes out, is more aggressive. Make Andy Dalton beat us, man. Make him throw over the top. I want Mike Hughes. I'm not worried about AJ, but Mike Hughes, you got to be ready, bro, because you're gonna get a lot of targets, and that's just where my attention at this game is. Can the defense be aggressive? Can they act like they know what the hell coming versus just letting the whoever the other offensive coordinator just do whatever they want to do? And we just hope that, I think we talked about this last week, we just hope that we can come up and make tackles. Like, come on now. So again, I'm not worried about the defense. I'm not worried about them giving up a lot of points, but I am worried about them keeping Carolina in the game. So that would be where my focus is. Like, can we be aggressive and get them to second and longs, third and longs?
No doubt. It's good, fellas. Let's beat these kitty cats on Sunday and improve to 4-2. No, for sure. But AG, what you think about the defense? Is it the players? Is it the scheme? Like, what's not clicking right now with that?
Well, I would really say that right now it's more so the scheme of things, man. We play a lot of man coverage, which is due to the fact that we have two good safeties over the top. But at the same time, we also have to be confident in the plays that you have on the field so that you can scheme up what they do best for your advantage. Defense is almost like offense. You have to scheme and make plays because usually when you don't do that, you play predictable ball. There's a way to play predictable ball on defense as well. I believe when we had Dan Quinn as a coach in his first year as a head coach, there were plenty of games where the quarterbacks were just calling out the defense and it was changing. And you seen on NFL films where the quarterbacks were just like, "Yeah, it's cover 3 again." So yeah, we're going here, and then they had success in doing whatever they wanted to do. So a lot of the times, um, the scheme of things can definitely cause you to fall behind in games or not take those risks that you need to take during the game. Like there has to be healthy risks that are taken during the game that can bring you toward the winning side of things in a bigger margin. We've seen what tip balls do. Tip balls got Troy Anderson a pick 6, but that also comes from generating pressure. We've seen what getting pressure on the quarterback does as well. Jesse Bates, game winning interception. Let's just get an interception during the actual drive this time. You know what I mean? Like it's 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 way overdue. AJ dropped 2 potential interceptions. So
Yeah.
it's like we're almost there when it comes to the scheme of things, but the pressure has to be more purposeful pressure. It can't be more like, okay, I'm scared. I'm not gonna tell you that I'm blitzing. It has to be, no, we're coming after your quarterback, and you better either change the play or you better get ready for what's about to come. We got plenty of players that's able to make plays.
Yeah, I don't know what I think it's a combination of the players and the scheme right now. Because like if the scheme is gonna be, bend don't break, then the players gonna have to step up and make tackles. And they're not doing that good enough right now. Also, they're not stopping the run at all. So um I don't get why we can't stop the run. I think our defensive line was like supposed to be, this deep interior. If they need to do a shuffle with who's out and who's in, then that's what they need to do. I think they already have put Street on the inactive. They brung Rook up. So if that's what they need to do, then that's I like the fact that the coaching staff had the nerve to do it, or the brain to do it. I think Nate Landman coming back will be a big help in the run game for sure. Troy is not gonna play next game, so Nate gonna have to be back to full time Nate, which is fine by me. I'm not really tripping over. Coverage wise, I don't think we've really seen us get into a true drop back type of game because all our games have been close. So I would like for us to kind of get the lead and see our pass rushers pin ears back and let our safeties be ball hawking safeties. Right now, they're not really in position to be ball hawks because nobody's going to throw the ball towards their direction deep because they know that's what we're trying to take away on the defense. I'm going to keep taking these 5 and these 7 underneath. And like you said, okay, if you do come up and make a stop, 2nd and 3, it's hard to stop a 3-yard play in the NFL. So I think they needed to get themselves into favorable positions this week. This is probably the most immobile quarterback you've played all season, besides Derek Carr. And you didn't really heat. I mean, they got a little pressure on Derek Carr, but it wasn't sacks though. Like you said, little times we've seen us actually get pressure this year, good things have happened. So if you need the blitz, bro, just do that. I mean, every team in the league in a perfect world, they want to get a 4-man rush. But we might not have that. I think we need to I think it's the players and the scheme a little bit. I think they got the guys to right the ship. But like you said, I don't know if Jimmy Lake really got the shit. So girl,
it's tough too because he was on the opposite side of the field last year. So it's like not only is he a new defensive play caller, but it's like we're really asking a lot from him. So it'll be interesting to see if Raheem takes control at some point. It is interesting to think that he wouldn't call the defense. It's just interesting to think. I mean, typically, how many defensive coaches in the league aren't calling the defense? Is Todd Bowles calling the defense at Tampa?
Shit, I don't know. If after that last game, he might not need to be no more.
I mean, shit, he had it close.
I think when you call plays as a head coach, you kind of give yourself more leeway. I mean, you give yourself like a hotter seat, in my opinion. Because if you like the CEO type of head coach, which it isn't many in the league now that just like don't call anything, but like shit, if I'm a head coach and I'm calling defense and the defense ass, that's even more of a reason why I'm gonna get rid of you. You suck as a head coach, you losing, and your defense is bad. Versus if Raheem is the head coach and Jimmy Lake, the defense struggling. Okay, well we can get Jimmy Lake out of there first before we even point a finger at Raheem. But I mean, if Raheem is a better defensive brain, I know he's probably inputting in the game plan, but I would just want him to call the plays, period. I don't even feel like why we even have a defensive coordinator.
Or Jerry Gray. It just seems like the most inexperienced, unqualified defensive coordinator we got is the one calling the plays. We even had what was the guy that was just with 49ers? We had Steve Wilkins in here at training camp, So it's interesting.
Better bring that boy Salah. That boy's unemployed right now. He looking for something to do.
That's what I'm saying. It just seems like with Jimmy Lake, it just seems like he's just not a good defensive coordinator. Like it's just, I mean, I know we don't have that much talent, but dang, like we have, like when we added the 2 safeties, when we added Simmons, we added Bates. Excuse me, when we added Simmons and we added Judon, we were feeling like, okay, the defense can be a little something. And I really feel like we've been almost worse than last year.
No, for sure we've been worse than last year.
So it's like it's interesting. And then, like you said, with Raheem Morris not calling plays. Now I think about it, I can't think of any head coach that ain't calling plays right now. I just can't think of one. Definitely not one. Is old boy in Carolina? Is he calling the offense? He got to be.
He probably is.
That's what I'm saying. So it just seems like I know Dan Quinn got to be calling the defense.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it might be a situation where maybe he threw it out there for Jimmy Lake, and if it doesn't go, and then eventually he will get there to that point. But I'm not, like I said, it's 5 games in, so the same rope that I gave Zach Robinson, I give Jimmy Lake. I think the players a little bit are underachieving as well, so I can't throw it all on him. But it's like you said, it's the same players we had last year, if not added 2 more better players. So it got to be the scheme ain't adding up with something that the players want to do. Because Nilsson's scheme was aggressive, like it was man coverage. You know, we're gonna rush the passer. So I don't know, that zone shit kind of like already soft as in whole anyway. So like I said, if this game they get up early and it becomes like the Carolina got to put pedal to the metal, okay, that's when I'm gonna really see what our defense talking about. But if but that doesn't come with if we don't stop the run. So and Chuba Hubbard been running like a motherfucker lately. So this, like I said, the game script is gonna be laid out every week for this Falcons team because it's gonna be the same thing. Everybody's gonna see you can't stop the run, and everybody's gonna see you can't rush the passer. So Carolina's gonna come in trying to run the ball. So that's gonna be the first thing. So what y'all think is the keys to victory for this game? I mean, I'm pretty sure it's like we've been talking about, just the simple stuff. It shouldn't be a hard game to win. But Mark, what you think are some keys to victory for this week?
I mean, man, it has to be. I mean, defense. I mean, obviously we want everyone to play well, but defense got to come out. Like you said, stop the run. If we stop the run, I mean, we should be in great position. I mean, I think it's a simple formula this week, especially when we're on the road. So, you know, Carolina, they want to run the ball. They want to shorten the game. They want to keep it close. So we can stop the run, force them to pass. I mean, that should equal picks and pick sixes and tips and strip sacks. Like this should be one of those games where you pick up the Falcons defense on fantasy and you look up and they got your 20 points. And you're like, damn. Like that was a sneaky little stream play. So to me, that's the key. Stop the run and get them to second and long, third and long. I mean, we should easily win the game if we do that.
Yeah, for sure. AG, what's your keys to the game?
Pretty simple. Play with the 3 Fs: fast, free, and physical. Well, of course, physical ain't spelled with a F, but you know, the 3 F sounds, I should say, whatever. But at the same time, I'll also say don't have yourself with a lot of penalties. Like, don't give yourself those drive killing penalties. Don't commit the penalties that's down the field after the play's already passed you. We have been pretty disciplined on defense as far as flags go, but the offensive side has definitely been getting a lot more flags. We need to also get pressure. If you don't get pressure to either quarterback, I think they have in their quarterback room, it'll be a problem for us. We did cut Jalen Collins, so I do expect Clark Phillips and Clark Phillips should definitely get some more reps this week. In the defensive backfield, Mike Hughes will get targets, but just don't let Adam Thielen look like he's rejuvenated his career on us, or don't let Xavier Legette have a career day on us. That's pretty much all I'm asking for in my keys to victory.
For sure. I mean, it's pretty much just handle your business for this type of game. Like, man, it shouldn't be nothing extravagant that you need to do to win this game. I feel like you got the talent. You win in the talent department. You know, you coming in 3-2. Like, this is just a handle your business type of game. It ain't really. Of course, you want to come in here with a game plan, but it just put your wheel on them. Like, if you want to be the team that we, all probably hope you can be, then you don't come in here really necessarily playing around with Carolina. Like, especially considering the fact that they, like I said, they haven't been competitive all year. So that would be kind of like alarming. I think it has potential to be a slow start because they haven't played in so long. But I think, once they end up getting into rhythm and they, kick it in high gear, I would expect it to just come along like an avalanche. Like, man, you got to just hit them. Like you said, pick sixes, strip sacks, touchdowns on offense. Like, and then once you do that, like I said, the game should be in hand. I think, like you said, on offense needs to stay ahead of the chains, man. They are getting way too many penalties. And I think that's part of the reason why Zach Robinson has to go into those screen passes because, we can't. I mean, what are you going to do in 2nd and 20? Like, you got to try to get something back so you can get a good third down play. I'm trying to reason for him. Maybe is why he's doing it. But yeah, like we do kill ourselves on offense too much, though. We'll have a good drive going, then you get a flag, and it's like, okay, yeah, well, you just probably killed the drive there. So let's stay clean on offense. Convert third downs. I think we were a little better on third down last week, but we still, due to the first 4 games, our numbers are still probably bad on third down. Once we get in the red zone, I want to see 6. I don't want to kick field goals all day. So let's get touchdowns. Right now, our red zone conversion, and as far as touchdowns, we are 29th in the league right now. So that's not good at all. Third down conversion is at 30%. That's 26th in the league. That's not good. But, like I said, yards per game, we're 10th. So we're moving the ball up and down the field, but not putting it in the end zone. Passing yards per game, we're up there. We're 6th in the league in passing yards per game. So we might just be a passing team.
Yeah, see, and that's what I was saying earlier. Like, hey, it is what it is, bro. We a passing team. We a passing team. I get you got to kind of protect them because of his injury. Maybe you don't have that much confidence in Caleb McGarry, but man, you got to have some type of confidence in Mooney, Kurt, Bijan, Drake, even Ray Ray. Like Ray looking like one of the better slots in the league. I mean, he's open. Like, he creates separation. Like, what else do you want him to do? So it's almost like stop playing, trying to run this outside zone. Stop running these screens, even though the screens are really just our running plays, essentially. Because they probably don't even they probably got them screens listed as a run play. So because the way we run it, I mean, my God, we're definitely content with getting 5 yards on them screen plays and keeping the clock running. Like, that's how I look at those screen plays. I don't think we ever expect to bust one. We just want to keep the clock moving. But again, like, I mean, if you the worst, if you Daniel the worst team in the red zone, you the worst team on third down, and you got Kyle Pitts. Some ain't right. Like, I think the philosophy, and that's what I was telling y'all last week. I don't know what it is with Tyler Algier. We got too many positive things to be giving Tyler Algier carries right now. But maybe, like AG said, Bijan's hurt and they just don't know what to do. So maybe you need to bring Jason, give him some carries. If you so focused on running the ball. But in my opinion, I think we should just be a pass first team. Kirk has been on pass first teams the past 4 years. Let Kirk cook, man, and Zach Robinson, you get out the way. Raheem Morris, get out the way. 4th downs, we should be going for every damn 4th down. Because on 4th down, we run the best passing plays.
We already developing into that. I can see that already 4th and 4. It looks like we pretty much going every time.
Every time.
I'm not mad at it at all because, like, if 4th and 3rd down was swapped, we would be a great team because 4th down conversion right now, we're 55%, which is 12th in the league. So you got your 4th and your 3rd down. Well, of course, it's less 4th down attempts, but I mean, still.
How many attempts was it?
It doesn't show me. I'm pretty sure it's more 3rd down attempts than this season than 4th, though.
Well, because I definitely remember the one when we ran Tyler. No, we ran Bijan up the middle, and then CJ Gardner met him in the hole. That was a bad call.
We had a 4th down late in the game, didn't convert. But
yeah,
I think all the passing ones we done. I don't remember one fucking up. It's just the running ones we trying to do that ain't working.
Well, I guess that one. What was that 4th down to Pitts when they should have called pass interference?
I don't think so. I think it was like 3rd. We did a 4th to Drake, the low pass to Drake. So that was
yeah, you're right.
And then, but last week though, you had the 4th to Darnell.
Yeah,
that worked. In the Chiefs game, you think you had a fourth to Drake, then he converted, or that might have been a third. I think that was a fourth though. But I mean, I'm with you. If you want to, I'm with riding what's working, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, stop coming into here with these preconceived thoughts about what you want to be. Shit, if Kirk is gonna go out there and, of course, he's not gonna throw 58 times every week, but shit, if he can give us 270 every week for 2 touchdowns, minimum, I'm with that. And then let's once you get up, then let's run the ball. But I mean, I don't see no point of if we come into the game this week and we're running it to start and it's working. Okay, cool. But if it's not working, bro, just go on and drop back and throw the ball because it hasn't really been shown to be stopped quite, consistently. And if they're heating up, then why not, keep the consistency going? So, but yeah, like I said, that third down in the red zone, they got to be better. We got too many. I think that's when Zach Robinson, that's when you have to dial up that shit. In the red zone, when the space is condensed, like that's when you need to go into your bag and be like, okay, this is what we're running. I know this is gonna get us a touchdown. So yeah, I'll say those my keys on offense. Defensive, like you said, stop. I think we need to stop the run, get pressure, force turnovers. You playing a veteran in Andy Dalton, so you're really not gonna confuse them too much. So all that dropping back into zone and letting them, he's gonna take what you give him. I think it's really like Deontay Johnson is really the only thing they got on offense right now. He's been kind of hot, and then Chuba Hubbard's been running the ball well. So yeah, that's what you need to stop in this game, and then it should be a simple game to me. Really, like I said, it's just about handling your business. Like, please just don't let this be the usual Arthur Smith letdown, bro. The usual Dan Quinn letdown. You come in riding high, you go play somebody so ass, and you just because it's not going to be good narratives around the team. You just now kind of getting a little bit of respect, and you do this. It's like, bro, you right back at square one now. You right back to the Pittsburgh week. So don't do that. But okay, so we talked about our keys to victory. Now, if you have anybody in specific that's going, really help those keys, any X factors on offense, defense, if it's a coach, who you rolling with? You can go ahead, Mark.
Oh shoot! If I had to pick one X factor, obviously we talked about the coordinators. We want them to just continue to improve. But let's see. Hopefully it could be a guy like Nate Landman. He's coming back. Hopefully he can stop the run, make plays, hit hard, to set the tone defensively for us. And I'm not expecting him to make a splash play, but maybe he can make the little plays for us. Like you said, we've been struggling with tackling. Hopefully he can come in and fill a hole, and then okay, now now Hubbard has to bounce out, and now AJ comes in with the low hit stick. Like little plays like that. I'm hoping that Nate can fill in, and hopefully he can be the reason why our run defense improves.
Most definitely. AG, any X factors? Offense, defense. If you got both sides, that's fine.
All right. X factor player on offense this week has to be Kyle Pitts and one of the running backs. We gotta have balance, but we gotta create that safety blanket within Kyle Pitts and Kirk Cousins, so that over the middle you got a safety blanket on the outside with Mooney and Drake. You got a safety blanket. So I think just getting Cal involved and getting him maybe another touchdown in the red zone for confidence, or let him run up the seam and uh, 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 the if you go up against maybe like a linebacker or something like that, you'll get a good like matchup going across. You never have to worry about even him being double covered because you still have that outside threat of Mooney on one side and Drake on the other, and you might have Ray Ray in the slot. So they can't really double anybody specifically, but if they do, they leave somebody else one on one. As far as defense, my X factor player on defense has to be Matt Judon this week. Um, I think he's starting to get his legs somewhat up under him. Um, but I do think that he also has a chance to kind of shine up against a weak offensive line. Um, Kind of need him to set the edge when it comes to your outside running game contain. Uh, because even though Chuba Hubbard is a between the tackle back, they do like to run a lot of plays on the edge with Deontay Johnson, as JC stated earlier. And then you know, just both of the players really have to just come out and actually want to play. They can't just come out and exist on the team and not put stats up.
Yeah, I I'm not thinking it's gonna be a letdown type of game as far as like want to or effort because I think we have a veteran led team. So, you know, the coach has already said that it won't be any letdown as far as preparation going into the game. So, you know, I'm hoping they're taking it serious. Like I said, I was just looking at Carolina stats and I'm just thinking like, bro, you really have to fuck around to lose this game for real because defensively they are literally no better than 28th in like no stat. I mean, they're last in the league in points. They're allowing, you know, teams to convert on third down. They're 29th on that. Red zone scoring, they are last in the league and allowing touchdowns. So it's like everything we struggling right now is like this is the match made in heaven for this team. It's a get right game. It literally is. But you start thinking that, and then the Falcons go in here and you know, so I ain't gonna lie, y'all really both took my defensive X factor. I was definitely gonna go with Nate because I think seeing the way the run game been looking, the defensive run game, I think him coming back, it got to be some type of remedy for that. And then you know, Judon, he was brung in for games like this. I think they got a right tackle out. I think they're on their third right tackle this season already, and I know they center got hurt, I believe. So somebody got to eat, bro. Like Judon, can you have a 2-sack type of day? 3, I don't 3, hell. But so to be different, I'll go with you can't even say Jesse Bates because that nigga gonna do something every game. You already know Jesse Bates gonna do something. I'm gonna go with I'm gonna go AJ on defense. And you know, if coming into a game like this, man, they only got really one viable wide receiver option. I like Leggett, but they don't really seem to know how to use them quite yet. So like I keep saying, Atlanta, you pay the corner top money. Why do you keep letting number ones go against our slot corners? It's just not smart. You know, go ahead and throw AJ on Deontay and let it be, you know, that be the matchup of the day. And I live with Mike Hughes and the rest of our guys going against they wide receivers and tight ends. So I'm gonna say AJ can be a factor on defense this game for me. And offensively, I don't want to put no extra pressure on Mr. Pitts quite yet because he just not having a game last week. So I'm gonna just because I know he probably disappear again. I hope not though. Like, bro, I don't know why I pull for Kyle Pitts so hard the way I do, but like because I think I know that the nigga is fine. They just don't give him the ball. So I'm gonna go Bijan, and I think I gotta go Bijan this week because like Carolina run defense is just so trash. And I'm seeing people kind of giving Bijan that Kyle Pitts treatment a little bit this year. I don't think it's like he fell off or anything. I think it's just the way the offense going, the volume of the run game. We just haven't really been committed to it this year. So I think it's a run heavy day Sunday, and I'm gonna say Bijan can definitely be an X factor. But I mean, like they not really using him right to me. Like I think he's an all-purpose yards type of guy. He's not going to be a strictly rushing yards type of guy. Like, yeah, he can get you 60 in his sleep rushing yards, but hell, he can get you another 60 in the air too. So he should always be over 100 all-purpose yards every single game, minimum. And he hasn't scored a touchdown yet this season. No, he got one against Kansas City on the goal line, but when we get in the red zone, man, we struggling to throw the ball like shit, run the ball, do something. But we got too many guys that should be red zone like problems. So I'm gonna go with Bijan on offense this week, and then I'm gonna go with AJ on defense this week. Boo! He said just give Drake the ball. Yeah, that seems like a good strategy so far.
Yeah.
Well, what's y'all predictions? No, I don't want to hear no 40-0 because you know Atlanta ain't coming out doing that shit. But Mark, I'll let you go first. What score you liking? And they, by the way, I know we was talking about that spread last time. They did move us up, so we favored it by 6 right now.
6, yeah. I think that's what I said. I think I said 6.5. Yeah, so I think that's what I like. I think we should win by a touchdown. You know, I'm gonna give us, if it's 6, I'm gonna give us 20-14 Falcons. Like I just feel like we got one more stressful game in us. I just feel like we got one more nail biter, and unfortunately, I think it's gonna be this game. So still think we're gonna win. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a close game. It could be like 20-7, then we give up a touchdown late, and now we're sweating, and then we get a big stop, you know. But I just feel like until I see differently when our defense is scheme, I just think that our defense is going to let teams be close. Are they going to score a lot of points? No, but still controlling the clock, not getting 3 and out, that gives your team a good chance to win, even if you don't necessarily score every time. And we literally saw that week 1. We saw Pittsburgh, they weren't getting 3 and outs. They were moving the ball, controlling the ball, got in the field goal range. I don't think they went for it once in that game. Well, in a situation where they could have said, you know, we want 7. No, they just took the 3. And again, it kept them in the game. And I feel like we're going to see the same thing for at least one more week, and it's going to result in a 20-14 Falcons win. So I hate to call it close, but I'm not fully on board with the defense. Not yet. Not yet.
All right. We got Jeffrey Gilbert. He says we don't have a fullback. Is I guess that's in terms of us running the ball or struggling to run the ball.
That's true.
9-28 Panthers. Boy, you crazy. Rise up, most definitely. Yeah, I ain't mad at you for the 20-14 because like I'm not really getting the big head, but I'll conjure something up with my prediction. AG, what you thinking? I know you coming with the 30 ball. I'm already know.
Man, I want a 30-10 victory, man. Really though. You know what I'm saying? 30-10, man. I mean, you got to give them at least one tug. I mean, just being nice, bro. The spread is 6. Why not go bigger? I mean, hey, it's the Falcons versus Panthers. I want to be overconfident just because it's one of those type of games. I want to see my boy Michael Penix get in the game just because he's winning.
Oh my, I would love that.
Like, we would literally be able to relax at the end of the game and evaluate a win. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's plenty of speculation that we can't just be that team. But this is that game where you show that you can be that team. Everybody has been able to put a 40 ball up on Carolina at least. So, I mean, even though it's a division game, you just have to treat them like the little kid in a division. Put them in the child's place. Keep them in the child's place. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no allowing them to stick around the whole game or stick around for the whole half. You have to handle business. Like I tell my kids out there on that football field, you go in and handle business like you on a business trip. You handle business and you go away with a smile. You shake their hand and you know you're walking away with that bag. So, I mean, I'll be in Charlotte on Sunday. So, you know what I'm saying? I really want to go there for not only the experience, but to root my boys on it. It would be nice to pop my ish walking up the door. You know what I'm saying? Letting them know that, that I'll have a great trip back to Atlanta.
Yes, sir. Said the Panthers plan to change up their defensive players this Sunday. Well, it's a little too late for that shit. I was hoping their defense allowed Curtis in the pocket like they did Caleb Williams. We'll be able to play, spread the ball around, be unpredictable, take shots downfield. We finally saw that against Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I don't think Carolina got the personnel to necessarily even pressure us anyway, because I think Clowney's out. He was their best pass rusher. Derek Brown, he's out for the year. He got hurt earlier, so it ain't really much there. I think they got a few injuries. I think Shaq Thompson's on IR, linebacker. Yeah, they just. I mean, like you said, bro, everybody didn't drop 40 on these guys down there. 36, 34, 30. I mean, 22, they won that game, but 26, 47. What you went, AG? 30-10? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm kind of in the middle of both of y'all because I'm like, I know the Falcons, bro. I know they gonna come out here and bull jive. It would be nice. I don't remember the last time I even knew we was gonna win the game for sure. Then like even last, yeah, I do, but that we know how that ended up happening. So
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say we definitely cover that spread. I'm gonna say we definitely beat them by 6.
Yeah.
Damn, I was making a game preview video. I think I went like 28 17 or something like that. I'm gonna say like around that 10-point mark, 9 to 10-point range, we should beat them. If it's a 20-10 type of day, I just feel like the offense figured out too much last week to come out here and have a bad offensive performance. So
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to follow up a 500-something yard game with
you feel me?
100-something
Like the
yards.
blowout really is contingent on the defense more so than the offense to me. Because like I'm looking at Carolina's stats on defense, bro. Like they clearly don't have the ability to stop anybody. So you should be able to score. Now the thing is your defense gonna come out playing that pussy defense? I'm sorry, it ain't no more. It ain't really nothing more to say to it. You're gonna come out playing that pussy defense, that sit back and let you keep getting 5, 5, 5, 5, 5.
That's what I'm saying.
Or are you gonna force Andy Dalton to, try to get something? I mean, goddamn, for once, can we make somebody throw a fade route? Can we make somebody take a shot?
Man. Hey, we definitely do.
You're not letting your safeties be their true selves because they know, like, bro, I know they bored back there.
Man.
So you might as well drop one of them in the box and let them get some run fits going on. Or hell, if you don't want them to get banged up, throw Richie in there. His problem ain't tackling; he just can't cover.
All right.
So
yeah.
I'm gonna say if our defense come out and they are aggressive and they taking the ball away, I see no problem with a 28 13-ish type of day. But I have a feeling that Carolina is gonna walk their way into about 17 points, which is I mean, Chicago. I think Chicago probably got one of the, if not one of the best defenses in the league. So I don't think we can hold them 10 like they did. But Cincinnati's defense is trash, and they only scored 24 on them. So I'm gonna say our defense a little better than theirs. So yeah, I'm gonna say that 31, 28, 17 type of range. I think we can do that to them. They say no shot. Oh, somebody said 50 burger. Oh Lord.
Man, I'll let us see it.
Last time we put up 50.
That's a good burger.
No shot. Right. Carved the Panthers up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like I ain't gonna lie. I really slick saying, just fuck the run game all as a whole and just let Kirk go out there and put up 21 real quick. And Michael Penix can hand the ball off. But Carolina is locked into the Travis Hunter lottery at this point. I mean, might as well. And if I'm Deion, I don't want him to go over there. That's what they need to be trying to get. Because I mean, what y'all think about the Bryce Young situation with them? Like, because I ain't gonna lie, Canales had a press conference after the game because they threw Bryce Young in the game like in garbage time, and Canales said that he didn't want Andy Dalton to be in that bad situation, and he said they put Bryce Young in to get him some looks. But dude, you basically just said you didn't want Andy Dalton getting fucked up, so you threw Bryce Young in there. So how you want him to get favorable looks? So they basically giving Bryce Young garbage time minutes right now. They're not really treating him like a franchise guy. So is he done there? Is he the next guy to go somewhere else and look better than what he look, or is he just a bum?
I'm sad to say, this is not even like. Is it my score prediction? It's 23 good guys.
Close one. Another close. That's
better.
He just okay. Man, I ain't gonna lie. Like saying what I'm about to say is kind of crazy, but like I just feel like they're treating this man like another Zach Wilson, bro.
Yeah.
Like all of the pro combine flashes, pro days, and all the immaculate awards for being a smart ass at Alabama, bro. Like, you know, leading them to a championship and all this extra stuff, but not winning and then winning the Heisman and all this extra stuff. And you get to the NFL and you fall flat on your face. It's like some folks said it was gonna happen and y'all just bet on this guy. There's other guys that was in his this there's other guys that's within this whole team, not team, but like organization that probably could have made a better decision. But it, I don't know, his fit for Carolina is just not there. And then you can't clear out the whole coaching carousel every time you get a new quarterback.
Right.
I don't think nobody fit in Carolina, to be honest. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm usually on the side of that these dudes really just be bums, but I don't feel that with Bryce Young. And I think like seeing these guys go other places is making me feel less entitled to say somebody is just not working out. Like, it's just not working out with you. Like Geno Smith, even though he's kind of, going back to his ways.
Right.
Sam Darnold right now, I mean, shit. Baker Mayfield, like you see guys, it might take 2-3 stops, but the first stop might not be the one. Like somebody said, you don't forget how to play. They are doing that young man wrong. Like I ain't gonna say from what he did in college, like he was just gonna come into the league, really popping off. But I don't think he is as bad as what they making it seem out to be at all. So I think they keep saying they're not trading him, they're not trading him. I think they just need to just go ahead and if so what is the strategy right now? What are they doing? Like, what's this doing for him? He's already started. You can't put him in and take him out. That's not how it works. So I think they trade him. They need to trade him because if they got a bad pick this year and it's a quarterback there, you can't tell me they're not going to take one.
Right.
So,
yeah. That's part of the strategy. They're like, yo, we suck, but we had this head coach. So let's just kind of make it seem like Bryce Young's trash or we don't want to play him. So now we have every reason to lose. And then you get one of those top picks, maybe you can mess around and get Travis Hunter and Shador or whatever top quarterback. And then they trade him like they did what was that guy in Arizona? Rosen?
GM Mark. Yeah, Josh Rosen.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
you just sound nice, but at this point, what you think Bryce Young going for though? I don't think you really can get.
He'll probably go for like,
I think he's going for like a
fourth or fifth. Something like that, a fourth or fifth. Probably a bit more than that, because like I'm sure he's valuable. Like he's just a solid teammate, if nothing else. So it's not like he's bad and he got a bad attitude. He's just. I mean, I think someone said, he's short. It's hard to see over the line. Last season he got beat up. Now he's dealing with another. He's dealing with another coach, another playbook, new scheme. So they're just like, yo, we plan on moving you. So there's no point of you going out there getting hurt. There's no point of you going out there and looking worse. We'll move you when the time is right, and we'll do good by you. But it ain't working because it almost seems like that's why you went and got their coach. I can't think of his name. Their head coach,
Dave Canales.
Yeah, Canales.
But I feel like it was such a short time with him though. Like, bro, he just got drafted last year, and like you said, if you got a new coach, then you basically throwing everything from last year out. So he only had I know they was looking really bad this year. I understand that, but damn, 2-3 games and you already taking them out because you have to understand when you bench a quarterback, that's basically saying like, I don't believe in you no more. I get what they're trying to say. Like we taking you out. We want you to look at the game on the sideline. Like maybe it'll slow down for you, but like, bro, it's not going to slow down for him on the sideline. And I don't think they really have put much around him for him to succeed. Like, I mean, if CJ Stroud would have went to Carolina, I still think they would have been bad. I don't think he would have been as bad, but I think they still would have been bad. So, And I really peeped earlier, like looking around the league, it really is a bunch of bum ass quarterback play for real. Like it ain't really any quarterbacks doing what they need to do. It's a bunch of folks I can point out that's making a whole bunch more than Bryce Young that's really playing ass. I mean, we got Horny Man in Cleveland. Trevor Lawrence really ain't doing what he need to do. I mean, Tua's on the sideline. He just got paid. Dak Prescott, I mean, he ain't doing too much. Pittsburgh really not getting plus quarterback play. I mean, it's a lot of teams that's Derek Carr. They want him to be gone out of there. So it's a lot of teams that don't have it at quarterback. I don't know. I think
you know what would be crazy? Again, this is far fetched, but what if Miami made a move for Bryce Young?
I can see that.
Did Bryce Young play with Waddle?
Yeah,
he had to.
But you got to surround Bryce Young. Shit, do Alabama 2.0. Surround him with athletes.
That's what I'm saying. Shoot, you put him in that offense. I mean, he's going to be just as good as Tua, if you ask me. Or get him with an offensive coordinator that's just going to make everything simple. So
I was supposed to be the one they just hired, but apparently he's just not smelling Bryce Young.
Yeah, like you said, it's interesting what they're doing. Like ownership, I think it's definitely ownership. Ownership is poor. So it's just trickling all the way down, and that had to be an ownership decision. Like you said, it wouldn't make sense for the head coach to give up on him so soon when y'all weren't going to win the division anyway this year. So, and then they're 1-4?
Yep.
So it's not like you haven't won a game. Well, I guess you won a game after you benched them, but like you said, you benched them after 3 weeks.
Last 2 weeks, you went back. Pretty much to being ass. So,
right.
He said
that's definitely interesting.
That Deion Sanders get hired. I don't even think Deion will put himself in that situation. It just looks like a clown show in Carolina, or worse, the Saints. I don't see Deion coming to the league for real. I think he knows that the NFL is a whole different ball game from college. Like
if one of those bottom teams fire their coach, and they said they give him the same power that they gave him at Colorado, he'll come.
Maybe, but
no owner's going to do that. Well, it's unlikely an owner's going to do that.
Right. I feel like if anything, either Vrabel from Tennessee that got fired or Belichick is next up for a job. But
yeah,
maybe he'd do better if the offensive line was all 5'8", 400. I ain't gonna lie, he slick ruined it for the little quarterback committee. I don't think nobody really trying to take a 5'10" quarterback no more.
Yeah, because not only is he short, but he really is small. Like, and then
or anything. Like, at least Baker is stout.
That's what I'm saying. So, but now he got Baker Mayfield written all over him. If you ask me, his next couple stops, he's gonna show out, or not. Maybe not even his next stops, but his next time in the game, I feel like he's gonna be better. Because if you think about it, even though he was the first pick last year, he didn't really have no business playing. Because the team was trash. I'm talking about what they fired the coach halfway through the season, and that was his first year.
And his best weapon, Adam Thielen.
That's what I'm saying. So, I can see that being the strategy too. They saying, you know what, we should have never started you, bro. Just let him learn, and then maybe he gets the keys next year. You give him one more shot next year, but that's one thing. That's the only sense I can make out of it.
And I wish we never did it.
That's basically sound about what they saying. I don't know. I can see that strategy. But I just know the narrative on how it go when you really take a guy to line up. And I think his confidence is just shot with them. I think the Rams should be in play for him because Stafford's probably on the way out. I think that would be a good place to sit. You got a good offensive mind, got some weapons. But I definitely can see his next stop being way better. And at that point, I think Carolina is going to just be kind of cursed. We didn't really see nobody go down there and do nothing since Cam, and it's like y'all done had a few shots at the quarterback pick. And then y'all traded all that to get Bryce Young too, bro. Y'all got rid of DJ.
That makes it worse.
Right, you really sold the farm.
You sold a farm, and you end up giving up the number one pick the next year, and then he ain't your quarterback. Oh my lord, he did all that because what they moved up from 10 last year, so they could have still got who was the third quarterback last year? Yeah, you had Stroud as the second one. Ain't no telling. Was there another quarterback that went first round?
Anthony Richardson went with them too.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he went top. It seemed like it was one more guy.
It was. I just can't remember right now.
But yeah, man, Carolina, they going out real sad right now.
Yeah, I mean, I can't say that I'm really quite upset about it. I don't mind seeing a division foe, going through it. Yeah, I mean, New Orleans look like they about to be on the same trajectory, really, because they broke. They about to try to put Rattler in there. Yeah, I was just saying. I feel like after the Derek Carr injury, the Saints are going to struggle bust and lose out this year. There's a real chance they could try to hire Deion. The South will be on fire. I feel like Dennis Allen, he's for sure gone after this season.
Yeah, unless they get some out of Rattler, because he's definitely like he basically Desmond Ritter.
That's what I'm saying. He ain't coming there doing nothing. They got the only thing about that is the fans, they want to see him so bad. So now this is his chance to get in there and show something. So I'm glad that they've seen it from that point of view. But
here's my thing with this young quarterback thing. It applies for the Falcons too, bruh. I mean, other than Bryce Young, I guess these young quarterbacks are solid, bruh. Like they're solid. Like they're coming in, they understand. Like they're not being asked to do too much. So, I mean, shoot, I love Kurt, and this is besides the point. But still, it's almost like I feel like we'd be just as good with Michael Penix if he would have started day one. Like that's just how the quarterback's coming into the league right now. Like they're gonna be solid. Now, if you got them dropping back 50 times, I mean, what quarterback's really good doing that? But if you have a solid team around them, I think they're gonna be solid. And I think that's what we saw out of Ritter. He was trash, but we were still in games with him, even with him throwing pick sixes. Like he was throwing pick sixes, and we still had a chance to win the game at the end. So, defense playing bad, we still had a chance. So, if I'm a Saints fan, I'm like, yeah, I want to see the young quarterback, because if he's average, shoot, we in a good spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think New Orleans is gonna be winning too many more games right about now. I don't think Derek Carr was playing out of his mind, but he wasn't playing like just bottom of the league like how some of these other guys doing. But
yeah,
it's Derek Carr. At this point, you really know what you get with him. Like it has to be a perfect situation for him to, really succeed. AG, what you think about the landscape of the NFC South, since that's kind of what we didn't transition to? Because I feel like we looking the sexiest right now.
I feel like the NFC South is panning out right now how we needed to pan out as far as winning our first couple of games and giving each opponent our best shot every time. I think we also seen that the outrun the South motto is literally a thing. Our main goal, number one, is to win the division. And I think you only do that when you make sure that you win your division games. Our simple fact of not having a loss or not AJ, or not being able to worry about where not necessarily being able to worry about something, but not being able to fully see how it's going to end because of the platform of the schedule is the interesting part every year, because you never know. It might come down to the last game versus Tampa, or the last game versus New Orleans, or the last game versus Carolina for some odd reason because one of the other guys lost to them or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like the the landscape of these division games can go either way, but starting off 3-0 in the division is something that, I mean, it'll propel you for the next meetings for each team.
Oh, he said Atlanta wrote the Saints Madden cheat code player Taysom Hill, and they didn't have a plan B for their offense. Now that Carr gone too, it's down to just Kamara. He ain't enough on his own. Man, the Saints had me fooled the first 2 weeks. I ain't gonna lie. Shit, I wasn't even hating on them. I was giving them their props. I'm like, man, the Saints look good. I hate to say it, but I knew that 40 points wasn't like they can't sustain that. But man, I don't know, bro. Like, I ain't gonna lie, because I ain't looking ahead. Well, I'm looking ahead. Shit, I don't play on the team. I can do that. Seattle don't look good no more. How they did 3 weeks ago. They started off 3-0 and they 3-3 now. So I'm looking at, you have your business this week. You come back home, play Seattle, who really been struggling. You handle your business against them. Shit, that's gonna get you up to 3-0 in the division and 5-0 in the conference, or 4-0 in the conference. I mean,
yeah.
That's setting yourself up good. And at that point, you can start looking at, first round buys, even though, Minnesota hasn't lost a game yet. And Washington, bro, I don't know. Like you said, these young guys coming to the league solid. I think we all pretty much knew Jaden Daniels was going to come to the league doing what he's doing. But yeah. I ain't think it was going to be this good. But they got the perfect play caller with him. And he already got weapons. So
yeah,
it just
a solid team.
So I don't know. I think the division shakeout is looking good for us though. Like New Orleans kind of been putting themselves on that timeline to where they're gonna have to tear it all down pretty soon. And then Carolina kind of just like Carolina just fucking up. They just doing them right now, but it ain't really amounting to nothing. No, really, it's just us in Tampa Bay. And you already beat Tampa Bay once. I think we're gonna split with them. I don't think we go down there and beat them again, even though it's possible. But I mean, I don't know. I think we looking pretty good so far though right now. Like AG said, that motto of outrun the South. I guess they really trying to live by that this year. Really trying to handle their business in division. So,
man, it's coming down to the wire. I mean, it's going to be interesting. Like, this is not only we got to beat Carolina, but we got to really beat up on them, in my opinion, to build this momentum. Like you said, going into Seattle, going back to Tampa, hey, it starts Sunday, man. Like, to me, you got like the little mini bye week playing on Thursday night. I mean, it's like a fresh start for this team, man. Especially because, I know Mike Smith is the coach that really was really the first coach in my NFL experience that kind of broke down the season into quarters. And with the extra game, if you will, you can kind of put this fifth game in the first quarter. So it's almost like we got a brand new, fresh season. When we got Carolina in the second quarter, Carolina, Seattle, Tampa. Who's after Tampa?
Dallas is somewhere in there. Here's the schedule right here. So Carolina, Seattle, Bucks, Cowboys, Saints, Broncos, then bye week.
So the next quarter, I mean, in my opinion, is looking at it, projecting, we should be able to go 3-1. We should confidently be able to go 3-1 these next 4 games. Should be able to beat Carolina. Should be able to win a home game against Seattle. You should be able to beat Tampa Bay, because Tampa Bay, they ain't really do nothing that worries me. When I match up with them again, I'm like, oh my gosh, we couldn't. I just feel like we were just playing scary defense. And then Dallas is the only game I look at. Luckily for us, it's a home game, but that's the only game I look at that is a huge question mark. So. Hey, I'm feeling not only good in this division, but like you said, I'm feeling pretty good in NFC, because if you can go 3-1 or mess around, go 4-0 in this next quarter, like you said, we'll be 7-0 in the conference. You know, don't mess around and go beat the Saints in New Orleans. You'll be 8-0 in the NFC South with 2 losses coming against, you know, Kansas City and Pittsburgh. I mean, like, man, like looking at the schedule, it's set up perfectly, like y'all said, to outrun the South. And I mean, it starts by beating up on Carolina, man.
Yeah, this next stretch before the bye week really is slick, like the meat and potatoes of the schedule, because I believe, you know, the bottom half was said to be the easy part when we first got the schedule. But I mean, New York, Washington, they ain't really looking like pushovers. Minnesota undefeated, you know. So I think every week we're gonna have to play people, but I think my opinion of who we playing will be judged off of how we start to look. Like if we start to, you know, handle our business, then, you know, those question mark games can be more of a, you know, I can come to more of a conclusion about them. Cause I feel like I kind of got more of the question against Tampa than Dallas at home. I don't know. Dallas just not looking good to me at all. They just, I don't know. They just hard to read right now. But I don't think nobody in the NFC really looking overly good. I think the Vikings look good and then Washington look good, but I'm kind of waiting on either one of them to like start taking off a little bit. Because I don't think Minnesota is a 5-0 team all the way through and through. Like they gonna suffer some hiccups here and there. I'm still waiting on Sam Darnold to, you know, go back to Sam Darnold. And then Washington, you know, once people start figuring out a little bit on Jaden Daniels' film, then I think that's when they'll start, you know, losing a little bit more. But
the one thing I despise against Minnesota, even Washington, is just the type of coaches they got, man. Like, I just hate the fact that the Falcons didn't find a way to get Brian Flores, man. As much as I like Raheem Morris and what he was able to do in LA, I don't think he's Brian Flores. I mean, I hate to say it because that's our head coach. And the same thing with Washington, man. You know, even when we fired Dan Quinn, we had to fire him. Like, he just kind of lost the team. It was one of those unfortunate situations. But even Dan Quinn, that's why when we looked at the schedule, when we looked at the Washington game, I was like, how is that an easy game? How can we count Dan Quinn out? He's a good coach. You know, so those are 2 teams I'm jealous of, man, especially defensively. Because they just got coaches that, you know, they just not gonna play the type of defense. I just hate the type of defense we play, man. I mean, yeah, it's
like you said, Brian Flores, he gonna let it all hang out. He gonna send everybody. He just gonna let the corners cover. And yeah, sometimes it don't work, but I feel like defense, you got to try to make the offense do something different from what they're trying to do. Like, you can't let them go out there and do what they want to do every single time. Because, like AG said, it's like offense, you got to scheme shit the way you want it to be because you're not going to out-talent and out-muscle every team in the league every single week. Especially not on defense. It's already a reactionary, you know, side of the ball anyway. So, to just go out there and let them do what they want to do is just making it harder. You know, Brian Flores – they got their defense. I mean, they coming after you. Dan Quinn, yeah, defense has really never been his problem. I think in Atlanta, he just really didn't have the personnel for real. But even when he started calling plays during that Super Bowl run, you know, he got the defense a little better from what it was. So I don't know. I think we need to, like you said, switch the way we play. But I think that kind of come with the offense scoring more points too. Maybe once we start, you know, getting into those 2016 type of games where we up, the other team got to, you know, pass. I think more opportunities to present themselves. So right now, playing close games, shit, these teams really don't have to force the issue. You know, it's just dink and dunk, go at the game flow. So, AG, we're gonna wrap it up right here. Looking at the schedule, lay of the land. What you thinking? How you feeling before you coming in? I know we both pretty much had us around 11 wins. And then Mark, you can answer this question as well. Do you somebody commented BBL? What that mean? That Dan's legit and Clinton cares about doing awesome job for him. He is. What the hell is he talking about though? But
that's a good question.
It threw me off. But yeah, so the question for both of y'all is, you know, judging off how you thought about it, come before the season, and then things you've seen now, looking at the rest of the schedule, how you feeling? Do you feel like you overshot the team, or are they better than what you think, or is it just about where you thought you had them at? AG, you can go first with that.
All right. Well, I did have this team winning 12 games. So I did have 12-5 was the record that I gave. I knew it was gonna be 5 losses, just didn't know where. Not necessarily saying that we're gonna lose 5 games straight, but there were gonna be 5 accumulated losses. As of right now, the team is on the projectile of heading up above 500 and being games above 500, which is what we want as a fan base and as a team, and not waving around the 1 over and 1 over and back to 500, 1 over and back to 500 every time, because that really, as a teeter totter, like, you start losing fans and confidence at the same damn time. Like, once you go back to 500, it's like, oh, here we go again with this. We're gonna lose this game. We're gonna win this game. And then you go back up and you start winning above 500. Oh, we about to go to the playoffs. And then it's like another loss come. And then you like, dang, bro, we got to go back to worrying about can we win next week to get up over 500. For once in a season, I do think that the Falcons will not have to worry about other teams losing for them to be in a good position in the postseason. It'll be the Falcons' job to get the Falcons in the postseason, and the Falcons' job to place the Falcons in the postseason.
That sounds so.
Yeah.
Not having to look at the scoreboard, thinking, "Damn, we need them to beat them, and we need this team to lose, and these teams to tie."
Right.
Yeah. What you think, Mark? Because I know we probably thought some of these games was, some of these teams were going to be different before the season start, and now that we kind of like 6 games into the season, we know some of these teams are, different from what we thought they were going to be. So how you feel? You think they're going to be around where you had them at, or a little bit worse, a little bit better?
Yeah, I felt like, again, throughout the summer, they said that we had the easiest schedule. I just never believed it. Never believed it. And as it's playing out, I mean, I just really don't see any easy game, because even Carolina, that might be our easiest game. And it's still 2 days before the game, and we're still like, 23-20, 20-16, 30-10. Like, I don't feel confident in any of those numbers. So, but I will say, to AG's point, I'm confident that we'll be able to be a couple games over 500. I think the issue with the Falcons over the past couple of seasons, especially the last 3 seasons with Arthur Smith, is taking advantage of opportunities. Like, the Saints will lose. The Saints will lose to the Bucks. The Saints will be up a game. They'll lose to the Bucks, and then we'll also lose. Or everyone in the division loses, and then we go out there and lose to the Vikings with Joshua Dobbs. It's like we've had so many opportunities to literally just walk into the playoffs, but we just don't take advantage. So, again, that's what I'm looking forward to with this schedule. Like, we keep talking about we set ourselves up well, 2-0 in the division, have an opportunity to go 3-0 in the division, and then the rest plays out perfectly. It's like the perfect script. You can mess around and go, what was it, 7-0 in the division, 8-0 in the division before the bye week. I mean, in the conference before the bye week. You do that, I mean, it's hard not to have a home playoff game. So, I'm feeling pretty good as of now. But a lot of that can change if we go out there and we play to Carolina's potential. So again, I'm thinking, I think I had us at 9-8, 10-7. I feel like we were going to beat teams that we shouldn't beat. I thought we were going to lose to teams that we shouldn't have lost to. I thought we were going to be the same type of Falcons. And the schedule is positioned to prove me wrong. And I would love to be wrong. I would love to be 12-5. Again, the way the schedule's lining up, we could be, at this point, we can be 15-2. All those are winnable games. You know, like it, especially considering we have so many new pieces. But we take it game by game. I don't really see one opponent. The only opponent that I was like, it would be a true upset was Kansas City. That was the only game where I was like, that's an upset. The rest of these games, Washington, I don't care what Washington doing. I don't care that Minnesota's 5-0. Like New Orleans now with Derek Carr getting injured. Again, and then we're in position like the general manager and they kept telling us was, okay, well, we got our guy now, we got our guy in the future. And also what they won't say is, well, Kirk does get injured because that's possible. Players can get injured. At least we got a decent backup. And I feel like if he had to play for any crazy reason, knock on wood, I still feel like we can win every game on the schedule with a rookie quarterback. So that's a testament to Terry Fontenot and the team he's kind of put together. That's a testament to Raheem Morris, and this bend but don't break defense. It is a formula to keep us in every game. And then they're basically banking on the quarterback to be good enough to win these close games. And so far in 5 weeks, they've been right more than they've been wrong. So, again, to me, when you add up all that, I think it equals about 10 wins. And it equals NFC South champs, at this point, looking at the schedule.
For sure. They said Falcons need to learn how to use Bijan. Kirk is doing a team a disservice by not checking down to Bijan more. Yeah, like we kind of talked about that earlier. Like, I don't know, Kirk right now, he trying to hold everything, which I ain't mad at. Shit, he throwing that bitch 10 yards down the field every time. So, but I definitely think Bijan can be used in multiple ways. I agree with both of y'all. Like you said, Mark, I'm starting to not really be a fan of that strength of schedule shit because you can't tell me my strength of schedule based off. I mean, it's based off of last year, but we're not playing the same teams from last year. Like, you feel me? Like, Dallas is not the same they were last year. Denver is not the same they were last year. Teams go through change, so that it really don't stand for nothing. And even if you really said we had the easiest schedule, just look at it. Even if before we came into the season and knew anything about these teams, that first 5 was automatically already a gauntlet.
Right.
Pittsburgh, Philly, Kansas City, New Orleans, Tampa Bay. I mean, no matter how bad we are or anybody in our division is, it's going to be a game. And then Pittsburgh, Philly, and Kansas City, they're going to be teams that's in the thick of things every year. So I think to come out of that 3-2 and, in every game, the most encouraging thing is that we in every game because there are teams in the league that do get their ass beat consistently. And I think a conclusion I can make about us is that we're going to be in every game. Whether I want us to be in every game or not, we're going to be in the game. So, right. I mean, we know that. And then you look at the next, chunk. I mean, Carolina, okay, we know they was going to be bad. They are bad. But, I mean, Seattle, Tampa Bay, Dallas, New Orleans, that ain't really a sweet chunk either, And then the way Denver is playing, you got to go up there. Shit, that's going to be a little challenge right there. And then, you come out the bye week with Harbaugh and the Chargers, Minnesota, Vegas. I mean, so I don't know. I'm not seeing easiest schedule in the league. But
it's tough.
Like y'all said, I am seeing still kind of the prediction of wins that I set out. I felt like I said, the floor should have been 10 for this season. I think like 10 should have been the floor. And I think in a perfect world, you that 12 mark, I feel like that's like elite. You get to 12, like that's one of the league's elite teams. So we 3-2 right now. You're going into a stretch where I think against Carolina, you favored. At Seattle, you're going to be favored in that game. So, 6-2 if you do what you need to do. And then
I'm so scared, bro. We should be 5-2. 4-2 for sure.
Yeah, we definitely should be 4-2. I ain't gonna lie, we're gonna win it. We're gonna win against Carolina. My only concern is if we blow them out or not, how we look doing it. I know pretty much we win the game. I'm more concerned about
whether we win or lose, it's gonna be how we win.
Yeah, like if it's a seat on the edge of my seat type of game, I'm like, bro, come on, bro, it's the Panthers.
But I ain't even gonna lie, I'm gonna be there talking my ish, bro. But if it's a nail biter, bro, I'm definitely finna make sure I got a poncho, a umbrella, wherever I need to have. But boy, I'm gonna be out there.
Yeah, I don't know. So I feel I ain't gonna lie, I feel like an inch. I feel a little better about the team that I did coming into the season. And I feel like these next, like you said, these next couple games can make that either go up or go, back down. But I think they trend in the right direction. I definitely think they should be favored to win the division, but it's definitely going to be these next, 6 games. That's going to be the meat and potatoes of the schedule right there. How you come out those 6 games is going to determine, the move for those next 6 after the bye week. Because after that bye week, you really want to be fine tuning and getting ready for the playoffs.
I got a question for y'all, man. So with the Falcons, right? So we as fans like have sat back, heard what Terry and Raheem have had to say all season. We're seeing what they've been talking about on the field now. The level of respect of this team. When was the last time this team was ranked number 7 in the top 10 at week 5?
Gotta be.
You got to go back to when Matt Ryan was the quarterback at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's something brewing in this city, man. 7's the number of completion. But I think we're a complete team. We're just not together cohesively. We just got to get it together, man. As long as them guys can keep step by step, week by week, they're getting better. I'm seeing it on offense. I'm seeing it on defense, but not necessarily schematic wise. Like that's what I'm saying. Like player wise, we're there. We just got to get the execution of the player and the play caller so that it's out there on the field and it's fluid. It's not like you're forcing the call out of your brain, and now it looks jumbled up on the field because you tweaked something that you didn't have to tweak. Outsmarting yourself, basically.
Right. Yeah, I mean, shit, they said the right stuff coming into the season. They hyped it up themselves. Number 7 I said it like number 7 in the power rankings. That's what I'm saying. You're starting to get that respect of the national media. So what you can't do is, go into Carolina and lay an egg or have a close game. Like you need to go in there. What would a number 7 power ranking team do going against a 1-4 team? You would go in there and you would handle your business and it wouldn't be close. That's what you would do. So, like you said, schematically something ain't really adding up on the defense right now. And it's not all the way there on the offense either. But I think like you can clearly see with this team is if like ask yourself if everything coming together on this team. I feel confident against anybody. We've already played, the best team in the league.
Mm-hmm.
Played the best Super Bowl champion. And you are a play here or there from winning the game. If you played, and that's the one thing I can say about this schedule. Like come playoff time, we're gonna be battle tested. So I'm glad we didn't have the easiest schedule in the league. Because you skate your way through the season, you get to the playoffs, you like, oh shit, this is different, different level. We didn't have the primetime games.
The Eagles.
We didn't have the who you said?
I said the Eagles.
Oh yeah. We didn't have
10
the
and
prime.
0. And you just skirt your way into the playoffs backsliding.
Exactly. You didn't have the primetime games, so they should have a feel for big time games, and you didn't have the strength of opponents. So by the time you get to the playoffs, it's really just about doing you and being your best self. But I like the way that the team is trending. So
yeah, because the first 5 weeks, I mean, that's pretty much 5 playoff teams. So yeah. I mean, to survive that, we won't have any major injuries or anything. Coaching staff is still gelling. Kirk's still getting healthy. I mean, like AG said, I mean, something could be brewing. I mean, only thing that scares me about that is just 2015. We kind of saw something like this Dan Quinn's first year with Kyle Shanahan and kind of like Philly did last year. I mean, towards the end of the season, we just fell flat. Teams just caught up to our play calling. And then, it didn't help that it was such a new scheme. So our opponents, they were kind of had the upper hand. We played some experienced groups, so that's the only thing that has me worrisome is just how I know this is an unpopular opinion. Honestly, I may be wrong. Maybe this isn't, but I think the defense is bad. I just don't think the defense is good. Now we have the pieces, but I just think like the defense that ain't gonna cut it. That's just not gonna cut it. So that's what worries me the most is that the defense never catches up.
You need
like
three
it ain't the scheme, it's the dang defensive coordinator. Like that's the only because I think Zach Robinson, I think he got some evolution in his bag, and it helps he got Kirk Cousins. But it's almost like at this point, I'd rather Jesse Bates call the defense because it just seems like that's not. It just seems like Jesse Bates don't fit in this defense, and that's stupid. He's the best safety in the league. Why is the defense not built around him? They got him playing like that's like Pittsburgh having Troy Polamalu in the back the whole game. Like that ain't his game. His game is he need to be everywhere. He need to be able to just do whatever the hell he want to do. And I kind of think that's how Jesse Bates plays in the back end. But we got Jesse Bates blitzing from the third level. Like how does that help this defense? Our best coverage guy, our Daniel, our best player, blitzing.
Yeah, right. I don't even know because we have a in the box safety in Simmons. Like he's that box player. He has those tackles for losses. Like you bring a guy like him in, but it's just okay. So we can't say it's not the scheme and then say it's the coordinator because the coordinator creates the scheme. But
yeah,
they both tie in because it's like okay. I know from a defensive perspective, if I got 3 receivers in the game, I'm calling a nickel play.
Right.
Nickel formation. Whether I tell the defensive line to run a twist or a scrape or a pick run or whatever I tell them to do, you have to match up first. Once you're matched up, okay, cool. You learn what your opponent's doing, and then you counteract that on the next drive. You don't just try to predict what they're gonna do. You throw some type of wrench in their plans so that everything's derailed. Now they got to play to your standard or how you want to play them. Or now you can sit back and play coverage and let somebody rush because you got a 2nd and 15 because you got a sack on the first play, or you got to worry about the coverage being so good. Now he's running from his life, from all of the like Grady Jarrett and Judon and Ruka Roro. That's somebody else I want to see flourish this week. Ruka Roro, can he get some more significant snaps and make more significant plays like he did last week?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't feel like our defense is as bad as they have shown. Now, what's they ceiling like? I don't know. I feel like middle of the pack would be decent if our offense can be top 10. Like it's gonna have to be balanced. I already knew coming into the season this year. I'm like, okay, our offense is gonna be better than the defense this year compared to the last couple seasons. But that was only because our offense was just so ass that it was like. So if we can have a 15 somewhere defense, we've seen that that's a winning formula for Super Bowls. If you can have an offense, that's top 10. But I think one thing I can credit the defense, I say when they need to, buckle down, they have shown they can. But I would just rather you play the whole game like that. And if you make a mistake here and there, okay, at least I know you were being aggressive or you were trying to, get a stop. Because, against Tampa Bay, second half, you did better. Second half against New Orleans, you came out, did a little something different. So I'm seeing they making adjustments, but why not just start? You're having to make adjustments because you're playing soft to begin with. Like against Pat Mahomes, okay, I can understand. Like that's Pat Mahomes. We're gonna give him respect, try to keep everything in front of us. But fucking Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts, like you got to force the issue. No AJ Brown. I mean, now granted they only scored 18, but like you said, Pittsburgh was content with taking 3 because they saw how the game was flowing. Philly just sucks. I'm not gonna even try to really say anything smart about them. I just don't like what they got going on. And then Tampa Bay, like I said, second half you did what you need to do, but I would want to see going forward on defense, bro. I really just hope that they were saying, our offense is taking a little minute to get it going. So we're going to play soft because we don't want to lose the game on this side of the ball, knowing that the offense, is taking a little minute. So if the offense can start, gaining some consistency, I will hope the defense can be like, okay, we can be a little bit more aggressive. We can, drop Jesse down and let him rob cover 1. We can play a little bit more man. We can send more pressure because I can't say it's for lack of damn talent. You got the talent on defense. You got 2 all-pro safeties. You got a corner. You got some decent linebackers. I mean, shit, you got people on the line. You got name recognition players. We can't say we've had that on defense. So, I mean, I just think they're not being put in the best of positions. Like you said, you got Jesse Bates all the way 20 yards down the field, and you added Simmons. Of course, I'm not going to throw the ball down there. Why the hell would I?
Like it's not that deep. And you know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the Super Bowl. It reminds me of Raheem Morris. He was a guy that was a part of that staff. So like they clearly believe in that philosophy and they're not coming out of it. They'll give you the underneath stuff. And it's almost like the same thing offensively. They'll take the underneath stuff. We'll take the screen. We'll take, like you said, horizontal play calls. And I just think, again, that there's something that's not adding up. And maybe it's not necessarily the scheme, but it's more about the mentality and the play caller, is what I was saying. And why I would vote for Jesse Bates to be the play caller, because it's just like that style doesn't really fit our personnel. We playing soft, like we got just bums out there in every position. But we got guys that are capable, and then again, it goes back to mentality. How the hell are you gonna pay AJ Terrell all this money and he not shadowing the best wide receiver? Again, it's just, I mean, he doesn't have to, but I just feel like the Falcons are the only team in the league that won't let AJ shadow, and that got Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons playing prevent safety. Like we're the only defense, and that's why I just said we're just bad. We're the only team that got Zoe Carter out there on passing downs. We're the only team out there, and he's better than AK. That's what's scary. It's like, well, shoot, I see why he out there, because he's just as effective as AK. But I think we're the only team in the league that got a second round pass rusher. That's trash. That is you don't even know he in the game. He don't got no moves.
Yeah, besides Judon, I probably can go out there and do what Zoe and them doing. And they ain't doing nothing but not setting the edge and not getting no push on pass rush. So I'm pretty sure I can go out there and let the tackle throw me around, because shit. I mean, you're not even deflecting no passes. Like, at least Judon, if he don't get home, he gonna get a hand up. He gonna draw a holding call. So right. I don't want to say it's bad. I think it's not clicking between, like you said, it's the mentality and the players. It's not clicking right now. They not using the players that they got according to what they are good at. But like I said, I think it's going to have to start with number one, stopping the run. And then when you put yourself in those obvious passing downs, maybe we can start to see a little bit more. I don't think they show everything on defense quite yet.
But can we stay there just for a quick second? Because to me, that's proof that. And again, I don't know if y'all agree with me or not. And quite honestly, I don't care who agree with me on this point. I think the defense is bad, and that's without me even thinking about how bad the run defense is. Because you said the run defense was what? 29th?
29th in the league right now. So that's no excuse. Like, you are bad.
That's what I'm saying. If you can't stop the run, you a bad team. I mean, a bad defense. And like I said, do I think we're so bad that we can't get better. I mean, no, maybe again, that's how valuable Nate Landman is. But we got all these defensive linemen. We got a defensive line. We got a defensive head coach, and our defense is performing like this after you go trade for Judon, after you sign Justin Simmons. It just to me, it just doesn't make sense. And again, the issue to me, it's a quick fix. Stop having Jesse Bates on one half of the field, man. Put him in the damn center of the field and let him be that ball hawk safety that he was last season. Because he gonna make plays. So put him in position to make plays, not blitzing him from the dang. And then that's the same thing with Justin Simmons. Has he really? Because I think they showed some statistic last game. I felt like when they basically just had him as one of the better safeties, and I'm like, bro, he ain't doing nothing. In my opinion, it's not like he coming down and tackling. It's not like he's shutting down a tight end in coverage. Because how many times have we really seen any of the safeties even play man? It just seems like the scheme is too much. It's too reminiscent of that Super Bowl defensive scheme. And if we remember correctly, the first half of the season, we were seeing the same thing until Dan Quinn stepped in. We were seeing the same thing. We couldn't stop no quarterbacks. Teams were getting dink and dunks. Every team we were playing the first half of the season was in the game, no matter how much the offense scored. And then Dan Quinn took over, and then everything started gelling. But again, Tom Brady, Bill Belichick, I'm sure Josh McDaniels was the coach at the time. They knew, you know what? Let's stop playing around. Let's just take the underneath stuff. And if you take the underneath stuff, again, you're going to get the second and threes. You're going to get the third and ones. And I don't care how good of a defensive coordinator you are. I don't care who's on your defense. It's hard to stop teams on second and three, third and one. So, again, that's why I just feel like the defense is bad. It's truly bad. We've just been very fortunate how these games have played out, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm looking at, some stats. I mean, opponent, they look like they're playing the pass pretty good, but I can tell by these stats that it's just like opponent completion percentage, they're last in the league. That's because, but as far as yards per pass, they're 8th. So that, like you said, they're giving up those 6-yard gains. They're willingly giving up those 6-yard gains. Sack percentage, they're dead last. As far as like the volume amount of times teams are rushing against their opponent, teams are rushing against us the second most in the league at 34 times. So teams are, I mean, the strategy is clear: run the ball and throw the ball short. Third down defense, we dead last. But that's because like you said, it's 3rd and 2. So they're probably running the ball.
Dead last?
Yep. We're allowing teams to convert at 48% on third down this season.
And again, that I didn't know any of these stats. I was saying it just off of experience. I went to the Saints game, watch every game, and if there's any side of the field I'm gonna focus on is defense, and it just feels like we can't, no matter who we play against, they all, and this is over the past 10 years. It's not. It ain't nothing directly connected to Raheem Morris, but it's just like, I don't know what it is, but we have. I don't think we've ever had a good defense in my lifetime. Like, we've had some average ones. We've had some ones that complemented well with the offense, but it seems like it's another year for whatever reason where the defense is damn near the worst defense in the league. Now, I know no one else is going to say that right now, but when you say the stats, well, shoot, it's sounding like we got the worst defense in the damn league.
Yeah, only thing I'm saying is you do like plus red zone scoring touchdown wise, they're 12th in the league. They're allowing only like 50% in the red zone, so they're doing good in the red zone.
Yeah,
as far as opponent touchdowns per game, they only allow about 2. That's 9th in the league. Yards per play, opponents they allowing 5 yards. That's 8th in the league. So I think it's the run that's really fucking stuff up for this defense to me. And I think until they get that, because they run defense stats is all like it's the volume, the rushes they allow, and the yards per game is all dead last, 29th, 31st, 30th. Against the pass, they're doing a little bit better. So I think the third down numbers are because, like you said, you give up 6 on first down, you give up 2 on second down. It's 3rd and 2. So you would be a fool to throw the ball on 3rd and 2. I mean, not even a fool, but you ain't got to throw it but 5 yards. So I think it's a philosophy that needs to be changed. Like you said, it's a mentality thing. And the reason why we probably haven't had a defense is because it's the mindsets we didn't bring in here. We had Dean Pease, who's supposed to be a good defensive guy, but I think his defense might have been outdated. Dan Quinn's probably like the only defensive mind. I mean, Mike Smith was a defensive guy, but we ain't had a personnel.
Yeah.
I believe wholeheartedly we got the personnel. I mean, I don't think we're gonna be a top tier sack team. That's the only thing I say we lack in, but we better than what the numbers are showing. So like I said, I think I'm gonna wait to the bye week. Now we still having this same conversation at the bye week. Bad is bad. I can't argue with what you're showing me. And right now, I can't really argue with what you're showing me. Right now, I could tell you right now that they're gonna allow teams to go up and down the field, and they're gonna try to hunker down in the red zone. I don't really necessarily agree with that strategy, but I don't know if they're gonna change it. But I'm gonna maintain they still need to stop the run. If they stop the run, I think this defense will look a lot better. Because the more times you make teams throw the ball, the more chances that you got for your playmakers to make a play. I mean, it's only so much your all-pro safeties can do in the run game. It's only so much AJ can do in the run game. But at the same, Judon, he ain't trying to play run defense all day. He will, but he trying to rush the passer. That's what he got brought in to do. So you got to put yourself in those positions. Now, if that means you need to be more aggressive on first and second down, then that's what you need to do. But I think we clearly see a trend. Like you said, we see a trend. And that's why we so tempted on this Carolina game. Because we haven't seen really our defense, besides that first game, put the clamps down. So I don't know. AG, you're the defensive guy, man. Maybe you need to hit up Jimmy Lake.
That's what I said.
Man, hit my phone, man. I definitely give him some more schemes, man, because you need to drop one that's gonna help us get to the quarterback at least 3-4 times this game.
Yeah, right now, Jimmy Lake just got 3 little plays that he want to run, and he just content with those.
Man,
then once we get to the red zone, or if it's the fourth quarter and we need the ball back, then all of a sudden this motherfucker can call something.
Here come the pressures.
Yeah,
right.
Like, where was this shit in the first quarter when we needed it and we could have got off the field? And
right,
8-7 wouldn't have been on the board.
But I ain't gonna lie, I think they say we one of the most blitz heaviest team in the league, though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's weird.
Again, that's how I know we bad. Because I think they said we blitzed the most on third down, but we have the least sacks in the league. So what that tells me is you got a defensive coordinator that don't know what the hell he's doing. He literally just he's pressing ass Madden, and he got 3 plays and he picking one. like he's hoping, and that is a benefit of this scheme is okay, all game, if you're not really put in position to have to take shots. Okay, at the end of the game, now the pressure's on. Now, okay, can you beat us deep? Okay, now the scheme makes sense. But if the game is close, that's the work. And again, if you look at our schedule, well, obviously Pittsburgh was Pittsburgh, but Philly, we didn't get the stop at the end of the game to really win that game. Barkley just dropped the pass. the Chiefs game, we kind of got to stop. The Chiefs game is a wash. To me, that was a solid game for Jimmy Lake. The game after that was the Saints game. We didn't get to stop at the end of the game to win the game. They went down and they scored too early, if you will. They scored with 1 minute left. They got down to the 1 yard line. And then the same thing last week against Tampa. We didn't really stop Tampa at all. Granted, Jesse Bates made that fumble, but if your scheme is dependent on Jesse Bates or players stripping the ball in the fourth quarter, that's the only way you can get a turnover. Because now think about it, Tampa didn't punt in the second half.
No, they
last week.
I think they forced the 3-and-out their first possession.
So they only punted once.
I
think they might have had another one in there. Let me see.
I think they punted twice. The second punt came in. The second punt came in that 3-and-out.
Saints punted it all.
Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh punt.
Shit, Pittsburgh was kicking 50-yard field goals though, so I can't really say they did.
That's what I'm saying. It's like we really
been complimentary though, either though, to that. Like if I'm playing devil's advocate for the defense, like they have been put in some stressful situations because the offense has been not doing shit. I mean, we didn't have some game. So in the second half, Tampa Bay went punt, field goal, fumble, punt. So they went 24 points in the first half, 6 in the second. I don't know. Like I said, I think it. If I want to say something positive about the defense, is it hasn't been complimentary. I think.
Right.
I don't think we have a defense we need to be leaning on at all. Like you said, it needs to be, hey, protect this lead. That's what we need to tell our defense. But too many times this year has been get a stop, because even that New Orleans game, we did get the stop on that fourth down, but offense didn't salt the game away once they got the ball back. I don't know.
You talking about the Tampa game?
No, the New Orleans game when D'Alford got the fourth down stop.
Oh, right.
And we gave them the ball like literally 1, 2, 3 plays right back. I mean, so
yeah, that is true.
Eagles game, Jesse got the pick at the end, so we stopped them from field goal range. I said the Kansas City game, you did a good job on defense to hold Mahomes 22. But like I said, we would probably like that performance a lot more if the offense actually did something. Offense didn't really do nothing that game except for a couple of drives here and there. Last week, I mean, shit, I can excuse it because Baker coming in and rolling, so it was a shootout type of game, and you, like I said, you buckle down when you need to. But to in conclusion, to wrap it up, I would like to start seeing more, clamps to begin with, because Carolina's offense, bro, like, come on now, don't even fucking play with me. Seattle, the way I've been seeing them look these last 3 weeks, like I said, Geno Smith he's reverting back to his old ways.
Seattle gonna put 30 on us, bro.
It sound about like it, to be honest. But Tampa Bay, I mean, Dallas offense has not been good at all this year. And then you go to New Orleans, who, if they will have Carr or not, I don't know, but their offense has sputtered. And then you at Denver. Yeah. Denver is not winning games with their offense. So, bruh, come on now. Your defense got to start doing something,
But you know what's crazy? And again, I'm not gonna hold it up. I'm just gonna at least throw this last little point. But Jimmy Lake should be in the conversation to be terminated. Like, he should be on the hot seat, in my opinion. Like, that's how bad he is to me. Because it's almost like he's so bad, there's no coming back, bro. In my opinion. So, like I said, that's how. And like you said, it's not really all on him, but the stats just don't help him. The statistics don't help him. The situational statistics just don't help his case. And don't be surprised if he has to be one of those guys that get cut early. So, because we don't got time to be trying to figure this out defensively. Like the defense can't be the reason why, we don't win games. So,
but our
I think
defense
it's a big
if
day
they
for
make
him.
a move for somebody though.
No, I think it'll be a situation where you just fire him and you get him out the door because you just can't let him be the guy that brings this team down.
Now I'm saying if we make a defensive move though, like get another edge rusher or 2 or whatever you need to do, because I don't see Raheem doing that to Jimmy Lake. Not
Neither
middle.
do I, but I feel like it's almost like it's the same thing with the Jets and them firing Salah. Some things you just don't really see when you think about it. You're like, well, yeah. I mean, was he going to turn it around? And that's all I'm saying for Jimmy Lake. I think this is a big game for him to prove that he deserves that responsibility over Jerry Gray, over Raheem Morris. Because if you don't deserve, because I mean, have we heard really much of Jimmy Lake this whole summer? About like, do we even know really what his philosophy is?
Was for real. I looked him up. He said he coached at Washington, so he's been working with DBs and defense the whole time. But I don't know. I feel like we got too many defensive minds on the team that I would have rather. And like I said, he might just have a position, and it might be Jerry Gray and Raheem putting together the game plan, which I ain't tripping on who got. I don't care about the logistics on who calling it and what, but
Right.
Is it working or not? And then I'll throw these little ass stats out there. Total defense right now, we are 17th. Passing defense, we are 8th. Rushing defense, we are down at 29th. And scoring defense, we are at 19th. Red zone defense, 13th. Third down defense, last. So, I mean, it ain't all bad, but it ain't Super Bowl like right now. It's definitely,
what was the scoring defense?
The scoring defense, we are
because to me the only ones that matter really is third down, scoring defense, and red zone. Obviously run defense matters too, but
scoring defense, we are 19th right now, giving up around 23 per game. And then third down, like I said, dead last. So only thing they really are excelling at right now is red zone defense. I mean, you 13th at that, so you're not really excelling at it, but you kind of like top half. Scoring defense, I already said that. What's this? Rushing defense, like I said, you down there, 29th. Passing defense, you're doing good. You're at 8th. And total defense as a whole, you are at 17. So, I mean, I feel like, you need to improve at 17. You basically in the middle of the pack. Yeah. So it's either you gonna go down or up from here. And like I said, I think if they can have a top 15-ish defense, if the offense is gonna be what they need to be, like I said, I think it's gonna have to be that 2016 type of formula. Like you get out to a lead and defense, just hold. I don't think we're gonna have a defense that put the clamps down. Now, if we get that shit and the offense doing what they need to do,
man,
might as well go ahead and book your New Orleans trip. Because that's a combo right there. And I don't know. Right now in the NFC, I think the Vikings probably the only team that's kind of resemblance of that combo. Defense clamping up and all putting up points. But like I said, it's still early.
Yeah.
So, that being said, man, hopefully we can come out of this game Sunday feeling, because they dead ass wrong for having us this timid about picking against the damn Panthers with a high score. Like I would love to say 40-0. I would have loved to say that, but
it's possible.
It definitely is possible, but it's also possible that we just go in there and stank it up and lose. So I'm just hoping for a win at this point. But it definitely
I'm gonna say this because I try to stay as neutral as I can when I think about these games at this point in my Falcon fandom. But this is the first game I can say in years where it's like we should blow this team out. Now, am I gonna say that out loud to other fans and my predictions? No, but I'm just saying, like, as a football fan, trying to be as unbiased, the Falcons should win so big. I can confidently say this, but I just know that as soon as I start saying it out loud, He said, "Y'all gonna walk the Panthers. Don't worry." I don't think anyone's. Is there any worry in this panel?
Like we got PTSD. We know who our team is. We know we very well. Everybody's saying like y'all supposed to beat them. Yeah, we know.
Yeah,
that's why it's even more of a. Why it's even more of a point of emphasis because it's like, bro, we know we're supposed to beat them. We didn't. You feel me? But it's like we very much so can go in there and like I said, do some dumb shit. So
this is how much. This is how much we know we should beat them. Crush. We should have beat them. We should have swept them the past 3 years, and we haven't. So, like, that's how much we know we should beat them. We should have beat them last year.
And the year before. We had Mariota throwing the grenade from his ass. Then last year, it was just Ritter just out there. I don't know what the fuck that was. I think he got birds flying around in his brain.
And that was one of the worst interceptions you'll ever see, bro.
AG,
the one he's doing the red zone.
Yo.
I'm gonna let you wrap it up with this question right here. I'm gonna ask you this. Now, if we win, it's close. What are you feeling out of after that? I mean, I think everybody would be happy with a win, but like,
everybody's happy with a W at the end of the day, but a close win to Carolina says what the hell is going on. This ain't the Falcons team that you. This ain't. That's just like that. Just I almost said something. That's just almost like getting a product from somebody and looking at it and being like, "This ain't what you told me it was supposed to be. This ain't that Zai. This ain't that Zai. It's that fly." So I'm gonna need you to act like
45 for this.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. You pay your money. You want what you pay for. So like we paid for $100 million quarterback. We paid for free agency field defense. We paid for an offensive line that's supposed to be able to block and run block. We just want to see it out there and see it on full display in front of our faces, not just a behind the scenes at practice on highlight. You know what I mean? You want to see the on field highlights, and I do think that because I'm a big fan of watching the highlights in practice because it kind of shows the intensity and how like fast they go or the different things, the different movements that they practice and stuff like that. And no lie, we're starting to see some of the explosive plays that we were being shown in training camp and stuff like that on the field. So that is a little bit of hope that something is clicking with the team.
No doubt. Well, I hope the team has the same amount of respect, or I don't want them to be timid, but I just want them to pay the appropriate attention to details. Like, don't go in there thinking that they're 1-4, because I don't think the Falcons slick got that respect yet to be taking anybody lightly. Like, you haven't shown the ability to really step on anybody this year. Now, granted, I don't think you should have blown out anybody you played, but this is the first time. This game is going to tell us a lot about this team. Win or lose. If you lose, like, that shit is just completely down the drain. I know every team had them ugly losses, but like, bro, we trying to build something, so we don't have that. We don't have that stature yet to be losing games. That'll do so bad to the city and the team morale. But if you win, if you blow them out, okay, I can start to be like, okay, Atlanta is they who I think they can be. But if you go in there and you tiptoeing the whole game, and I'm in this bitch Young Way cooing at 3 seconds, I'm like, you know what? Of course, I'm gonna say, yeah, we won. I'm glad we won, but like, bro, it shouldn't have took all that. Now, come on. So,
and see, that's the scary thing about this game. I feel like early in the game there may be an opportunity where it's like 4th and 2, we're in field goal range, and we feel like, nah, we can't take field goals. And we mess around and don't convert. Like, again, this is a trap game, and this is a huge opportunity for us to build a lot of momentum, man. So I think that's why we're all nervous, and I think that's why the coaching staff's nervous, because it's like it is a lot of pressure, and I just hope that doesn't get to them during the game. Because I mean, that's literally how we'll be losing these trap games. We feel like we got to go for it, and
Right.
We feel like
put extra emphasis on the game, but just like I said, pay attention to the details though. And I feel like if they go out there and do them, it should be enough to beat this team by 10. But like I said, if you go out there and keep fucking around, but if you can let that old motherfucker Kurt drop back 58 times again, then that's what it need to be, goddamn it. Hey man, y'all folks, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm probably not gonna drop a review video this week, but I'm gonna make sure I do a post cap video that instead. And then for the Seattle game, I'll make sure I do it. I just waited till Friday. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not even gonna do it. But I'm glad we got the stream. Make sure y'all tap in to Mark channels and stuff as well. We definitely gonna have some more collabs with him. Hopefully next time we see him, we can talk about that we did the things we need to do in this game. And Lord, if we lose this game, Mark, I ain't gonna hit you up no more. I ain't gonna lie.
Hey, I won't get mad at you. But the good thing is, if we lose this game, it'll be the definition of an upset, and we'll just be the unlucky fan base that we like. I truly think. I mean, let's be real, fellas. I just don't think I don't think there's really much. There's not really. It's not realistic that we lose this game.
I'm saying a lot got to go wrong.
Yeah, a lot got to go.
How would we lose? Like Kirk throw 4 picks, like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Even still,
I think if you get to the point where he throws 4 picks, the damn plug is pulled and his ass is on the damn bench. Because even being a veteran, bro, if you throwing 4 picks, bro, something going on in your head, bro. You seeing something backwards or something.
Man,
you ain't seeing the right colors.
Like, how could they they come out here and have their best day? They need to have their best day to beat us. And I'm not saying that because we just all world. I'm just saying because they are really bad.
Yeah.
So even if we play mediocre and they play like mediocre, we still should be, you feel me? So I don't know. But yeah. We, like I said, we're gonna have those on tap. So what's today? Friday going into Saturday. Yeah, so we only one day away from the game. I ain't gonna lie, AG, I might gotta make that trip down there. I'm really thinking about making that trip down there. I want to catch a road game, and it is driving distance. And the tickets are fucking cheap, but they let you in there for free.
They in there like swimwear.
So hopefully it could be a Falcons takeover. That would be nice to take over somebody else's stadium and stop having everybody come to ours. So that would be nice to do and to see. So yeah. Like I said, man, y'all make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. I got all the socials down there. Y'all can stay connected with us. I know for sure our next stream will be Wednesday, but I will drop a video post cap. She said, we going.
Hey, yeah, that's my dude right there.
Going, let go.
Go.
Yeah.
Be on the lookout for the me and Kay just made a basketball video for the NBA. We went through every team. We did a little, ceiling that we think. Yes, I'm gonna get that edited up and drop that on the channel. It's about time to start putting some basketball content out there too. Yeah. Not just so yeah, we got that on tap. Y'all be on the lookout for that. But yeah, Mark, anything you want to plug? I know you've been kind of on the back burner a little bit, so I know you just chilling. But yeah, anything you want to plug?
No, I mean, nah, man. Just looking forward to creating more content, following these teams. Like you said, Hawks basketball is around the corner, so excited about that, man. Because the rookie's looking good. So one thing's for sure, man. We have plenty to talk about. So shoot, in a week or so, it's gonna be excited to keep connecting with you guys and just keep popping out. Because again, I think Atlanta's gonna be a hot topic for the rest of 2024. So. Hey, I'm excited, man. And, I appreciate y'all allowing me to come and, run up the stream an extra hour and a half. So I appreciate y'all.
Longest Falcons Friday in history, man. But I ain't mad at it. But yeah, man. So that being said, good night, everybody in the chat and everybody in the stream. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Until next time. Rise up.